So hello and welcome to Vlogmas. Yay, it's Vlogmas. I would sing a song, but I am terrible at singing, although I probably will end up doing it at some point during Vlogmas. Just be forgiving because I really don't have a good voice. But today, and I have to make a huge confession. I've never really watched anybody do Vlogmas other than watching Amberlyn Reed do Vlogmas, and I don't actually watch her. I watch her through reaction channels, so I don't really know what you're supposed to do for Vlogmas. I mean, I know you're supposed to upload every day. I've been uploading every single day for like the last 3 years. So in that way, I kind of do Vlogmas all the time. But I'm going to make a very concerted effort to do a lot more like Christmassy crafting stuff. Maybe I'll do some recipes. Maybe I'll do just Christmassy stuff. Because, you know, that's the whole idea behind Vlogmas. And I really do think I'm going to concentrate on crafting because it's something I really enjoy doing and I don't do nearly enough of. I think about it a lot more than I actually do it. So I definitely think we're going to be doing a lot more crafting. And to that end, we are going to start with I taped myself as I made the fireplace in the corner. I had so much fun doing this. Today is actually Thanksgiving Day, and I didn't really do like a big Thanksgiving thing. I did a ham. I just like did a sugar pineapple glaze on a ham and some mashed potatoes. And because I think that, of course, if you are going to have a harvest feast, you should have something that you harvested. I actually was able to harvest my Brussels sprouts that I've been growing all year long, and they were so tiny. They were good though. They were delicious. I'll pop a picture of them in somewhere and show you. They were really tiny. I think the biggest one was like maybe the size of my thumb. So they were little. I actually ended up pulling a bag of store-bought Brussels sprouts out of the freezer to add to them because I like Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are delicious. They're something that I did not know that I liked until 2 years ago. So until I turned 50, I didn't know I liked Brussels sprouts, but now I know it, so I eat them all the time. But I just had the Brussels sprouts and potatoes and some yummy ham. And then I found out I'm actually going to be having a traditional Thanksgiving turkey and all this stuff tomorrow. So that's kind of exciting. Tomorrow for me. I'm not sure when this video is going up because I am terrible at editing. I'm just going to warn you guys about that now. I'm slowly getting better at it, but it's not a skill that comes naturally to me. So what I'm probably going to do is talk a little bit, like do a little bit of a voiceover about the supplies that I used to make this fireplace. And then I'll probably just put some music over sped up footage of me actually making it. Because I think it came out great. I think it comes out looking far harder to put together than it actually was. And I probably made it harder than it needed to be on myself. I can already think of several ways that I could have done it better, but I'm happy with how it turned out. So you know what? That's what really counts. It's a really easy craft. If you make it, tag me on like Instagram or something. All of my socials are listed down below. Also, if you are interested, along with all of my socials, speaking of all my socials, the only thing I really post to is Instagram. I don't really do anything on Twitter except doom scroll, and I don't even do that much anymore. But I am pretty active on Instagram. But I also have my P.O. box listed down below, and I'm thinking we're going to do a Christmas card exchange. I've been doing them every year for the last 2 years. You send me a Christmas card, I'll send you a Christmas card back. It's kind of fun, you know, just a silly little thing. And the 2 people who I forgot to send your cards to last year, your cards will be in the mail this week. I'm so sorry about that. I can be rather forgetful sometimes, but I will do my best. I have purchased some cards, and I just need to list addresses and send them out. So if you send me a card, I will try to get to the mail every single week. It is kind of hard. My P.O. box is like 50 miles away, but that's okay because that's where I go to get groceries. So, you know, it's all good. But yeah, that's about it though. I am hoping to do more of these fun little crafts. In fact, I'm hoping to replace all these ornaments that are on it with things that I craft myself. Although I do love these ornaments. I think my mom got the entire Hershey's collection. I don't know where she actually got it from, but I found a whole box of them, and I think that they're very, very cute. But they will probably slowly be replaced as maybe I craft my own, and maybe I show you how I do it. So thank you. Enjoy the building part of this video, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so as you can see, really you don't need very much to actually build this fireplace. I started with a cardboard box, and I probably wasn't using the T-square correctly, and I definitely should not have been pulling my X-Acto knife towards me, but I am terrible about things like that. In my defense, I am left-handed, which means I often end up using things backwards, including anything that's sharp and cuttable. So what I did was I just made sure that the box would fit into the corner the way I wanted it, and kind of marked along the edge where I wanted it to come out to, and then just started cutting. Really, all the supplies that I used for this fireplace was a cardboard box. I ended up using almost the entire box, as you will see as we go through it. A little bit of acrylic paint, some water, paint brushes, and then I found a couple of wooden, like, craft sticks. I'm imagining you could probably use popsicle sticks if you don't have just wood, or it would even be really pretty if you just used like a branch that was broken to fit. So after I got my corner piece done, I hot glued and fought with the little hot glue threads some pieces on for the side, and then cut out the opening to the size that I wanted it. It wasn't as easy as cutting it initially had been because I was trying not to have all the hot glue fall apart. I probably should have measured all that beforehand. But to be fair, I didn't look up any instructions on how to do this. I Googled when I had the initial idea, and I mean, there's no such thing as a truly unique idea in the world, which is probably good. But everybody that I saw was doing full-sized, just square fireplaces out of cardboard boxes, and I wanted a small-sized one, and I wanted it to be a corner fireplace, so I kind of had to just work this out as I was going, which I very slowly did. And, you know, let me just put the disclaimer in. Please nobody use an X-Acto knife the way I do, because boy, oh boy, I'm terrible with an X-Acto knife sitting here watching it now. On a plus note, I really don't like manage to cut myself all that often. And then I decided that I was just going to paint the whole thing white, which, as you can see, you just need some paint and a paintbrush. Now, if you have spray paint, it would probably go even faster. And I do have some spray paint, but I don't remember what color it is. And since I found this bottle of paint, I was like, you know what, this will work. And this is where I actually ended up in a little bit of a dilemma, because I painted the whole thing, and I kind of had an idea that I wanted it to end up looking like brick. So I was trying to figure it out, and I showed it to my son, and he was like, why don't you make bricks, you know, like out of other pieces of cardboard, and just glue them on, and that would give it like some texture, like a 3D. And I thought that was a great idea, so I cut some cardboard and started to make bricks, which came out really, really easy. Now, my hint for this, if you want to do it, is to thin down the paint that you use. Like, thin it down with a little bit of water, because you kind of want it to be streaky so that it looks at least a little bit like an actual brick would look. So I thinned it down with water, and I just started painting bricks. Now, I did a second layer with a slightly darker color, which is what I used for the surround of the hearth bricks, just to give the bricks a little bit more texture, because they do end up looking a little bit streaky if you do thin paint and just hit them really quick, but a little bit more texture just made them look nicer. And then I don't think I actually recorded me painting the bricks that I used for the surround in the darker color, but it was the exact same idea. And then it's just time to assemble, which honestly is probably the most fun part. Again, the only thing I don't like about hot glue is the fact that it gets strings everywhere, but in a lot of ways that's kind of half the fun, just pulling the strings off later. Now, it's totally up to you. I wanted to leave little pieces of white in between most of the bricks, not all of them, to make it kind of look like a handmade old-fashioned fireplace that somebody had bricked up by hand. And that was the whole reason that I painted the white in the first place. The other way that you could do this is just by painting the bricks on the white initially, or painting the entire thing red and then doing white lines as your bricking lines. I also thought that if you wanted to, you could probably do it on construction paper and then just hot glue the whole thing. Speaking of hot glue, I was amazed at just how much hot glue I went through. I'm gonna have to go to the craft store and buy some more glue sticks very soon. The other thing I really like is, just like in anything that you do normal, like any kind of normal bricks, if you look at a fireplace, the bricks, they're close to the same size, but they're not all exact, and that kind of made me feel pretty darn good about the fact that none of my bricks were exactly a regular size or even shape. I think that adds a little bit to the authentic look that it has. Is this perfect? No, but I had a lot of fun doing it. In fact, I had so much fun doing it that, as you can see, I had quite the pile of bricks, so I ended up doing both of the sides that you can't actually see when it's in the corner anyway, just because I could. I kind of like the way it turned out, I'm not gonna lie. As a first project, I think this one is a winner. It was kind of fun too, because it was just one of those things that I would come downstairs, turn on the camera, and do a little bit, and then go back upstairs and like cook my ham, then come back down and, you know, do a little bit more and go upstairs and watch a YouTube video. And it took me most of the afternoon, but a lot of that was just waiting for everything to dry. And then I found that piece of craft wood, and I was like, heck yeah, I want a mantelpiece. So I spent far too long sawing the little pieces because it wasn't quite long enough. But there we go. And then I wasn't really happy with how it looked because the joins of my mantle. So I was like, you know what? We are gonna hot glue on some tinsel. I was also thinking maybe eventually I will put some little battery operated lights on the mantle. I think that would be really, really cute. And then the last thing that I had to do once it was all said and done is just make the fire. So I found a couple more little pieces of wood and just crumbled up some red and yellow tissue paper, as you'll see in just a minute, and just kind of made it look a little bit like fire. I think I could probably do better with the fire thing, and maybe I'll figure that out later, but for right now I'm actually kind of happy with it. And really, the only thing that I didn't just kind of find around the house or already have for this project is the little candle flickering tea lights that I used to make the fire look a little bit more realistic. So, easy project, and if you do it, like, tag me in Instagram. I think I'm just CSTI in Instagram. The link is in my what would it be? My like main page. I have a link to my Instagram. I think it's easy to find. But yeah, if you do this project, put me to shame. I'm sure that you guys will do an amazing job on it. I would love to see what you guys do with this. So yeah. Thank you. We're going to be doing more projects as Vlogmas goes on, and hopefully I'm just as happy with all of the others as I am with this one. So thank you so much. Please do hit the thumbs up button on your way out. It does always make me smile. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time.